Greetings, comrades. Today we are going through Capital again, of course, chapter 10. This is the sections 3 and 4. Chapter 10, again, is a long chapter, so we're breaking it up into bite-sized pieces. It's titled The Working Day. And he starts off with this beautiful analogy of referring to the capitalists. He says, the werewolf's hunger for surplus labor. I really like that. In the previous section, he called them vampires, which is perfect for spooky season. So this chapter doesn't have a lot of what we would call theory in it. It's really just a whole lot of stories, accounts of like how fucking bad working conditions were for people at this time. A lot of talk here is about child labor, talking about children and adults working 18 hours a day. He compares their conditions to U.S. chattel slavery of the time. Kids as young as 7 to 10 years old working 10.5-hour shifts at machines with no meal breaks at all. And these are poor kids, right? Poor kids who had to go to work at the factories to, take care of their families, to add to the income of the household. So only rich kids got to go to school back in these days and get an education, right? Literacy rates were really low, and the poor were just shoved into these factories to work and produce commodities. He talked about how these horrible conditions led to adulterated commodities, which just means of a worse quality. He talked a lot about bakers here, right? Something very important. We all need our bread. Bakers were working basically 24-hour shifts to the point where there was sweat and abscesses getting into the bread. Fucking disgusting. And another quote here that I really liked, speaking of the bakers, he said, they were ordinary men, not cyclops. He talked about the division of the day and the night shift, and it was easier to hire kids, especially on these night shifts, because they were cheaper. You could pay these small children less than adults to do this work. And an interesting anecdote here was that all of this overwork led to a reduced life expectancy, right? Of course. The average life expectancy of a baker at the time was 42 years old. I'll be 42 in a month, so glad I'm not a baker in the 1800s. Cheers, y'all.